Good morning, everybody. It is Thursday, the 9th of April 2026, and I will start this one by wishing my oldest niece the very happiest of birthdays. I'm not going to tell you how old she is. Don't discuss a lady's age. But she's getting to them ages now where she's making me feel really old. Admittedly, I am. I'm 56 this year. But yeah, Nicole, happy birthday, sweetheart. Hope you have a really nice day. Yeah. This is her when she was little, in one of the many shell suits that I bought her. Don't start taking the piss because shell suits were the thing back then. I didn't wear them. There's no photographic evidence of me ever being in one. This is her when she was a little bit older. And this was taken when I took her to see the Spice Girls. Oh yes. Back before Jerry left, when they were, sorry, I've got an itchy nose. When they were the original 5-piece Spice Girls. Oh man, Manchester Arena. What a night that was. My friend Rob came with us. I'd mistakenly said to Nicole when Wannabe first came out, oh well, if they ever tour, Nick, I'll take you to see them. Thinking they were going to be a one-hit wonder. What do I know? I sit here thinking I know quite a bit about music. I don't know everything. I'm never going to profess that I do know everything. But I sat there, yeah, thinking they were going to be a one-hit wonder, and they bloody weren't. So yeah, that was way back when. What else to tell you? 6 years ago, Vicky decided we needed a new fence in the front garden, so proceeded to rip the old one down, as you can see here. It's funny actually, because it was only yesterday that we were discussing painting the fence in the back garden. Because when it got put up, I mean, it looks great. It really does. It looks a damn sight better than the back garden did. And it's something that we've talked about doing for so long. Since we got house, we said we wanted a tall fence all the way around garden. And we finally got round to it last year. So yeah, that and some new steps so I can get in and out of back garden. And speaking of which, I was going to sit at back garden today. It was supposed to be nice and sunny and hot again. And Vicky were going to get me cushions out so I could go and sit at back garden. And my full intent was to go in back garden and listen to a bit of music and read a book in the sun. But yeah, it's not so sunny. It's not cold. It's just it's not so sunny. So she hasn't got the cushions out of the storage box. So I'm sat and I'm going to watch Waterworld when I finish doing this. So that was 6 years ago. 10 years ago to the day, this very day, myself and Vicky took Finlay to see Muse at Manchester Arena. Same place where I've been with our Nick to see Spice Girls. It's one of them things, he's wanted to see Muse for the longest time. And we kept saying we would. And every time they were touring, there was one reason or another that we just couldn't manage to get there. So when we realised they were touring in 2016, we sorted it out, and I sat there and literally sat with 2 laptops, a computer, a phone, a tablet, logged into the sales site, and I managed to purchase 3 tickets for us. I still say it's one of the finest concerts I've ever been to. And I've said on the night, and I've said many times since, if somebody would have offered us the chance to pay and go and see it again straight after, I'd have bitten my hands off. It was absolutely out of this world. It was their drones tour, and we were sat right up in God's, and we sat and we were looking at them and like, well, what's all these big things that we can see? And they're doing it round the middle arena with crowd all around them, and we're like, well, what's all these things that we can see? Don't make sense. And then it come on, in the beginning of the Drones album, there's like an overture, and that was the opening as they come onto stage, and as this overture were playing, there were drones. There were fucking huge drones that were just flying about all over the crowd and all over Manchester Arena. Oh, it was fabulous. At one point, they were playing whatever song. I'll admit, I'm not a massive Muse fan, so there's a few songs I know and there's a few songs I don't. But one of the songs that they were playing, Matt Bellamy stood sort of like that side as we're looking at it. Chris is Weston on, was from Yorkshire, South Yorkshire. He stood that side at the stage with Dom drummer in the middle, obviously because he can't move about. But anyway, but as Matt and Chris were sort of like playing, there were lasers coming down to them as if they were puppets, and they were reacting with them. Oh, it was fucking bizarre, mad, brilliant, stunning. Yeah, and it blew me away. Disappointed that it plays stereo, because it's my favourite Muse song after the few that I do know. But me and Affin went to see him a couple of years ago, 3-4 years ago now, at Huddersfield, and Hysteria was, I think, the second or third song in that they played. And as soon as he started with bass line of it, Affin just turned to me and grinned. It was all I could do to stop myself crying. I'll be honest, music moves me like that. So yeah, so that was that. Oh, I know who sent me the parcel. And Jim, you were right. It was sent via, it wasn't sent via eBay, it was sent via Facebook. Hence the fact it had the address on of somebody I didn't know. Because the person that did get it and send it to me gave this person, this Paul, my address. Hence it came directly from this Paul, with this Paul's name and address on it. So I'm not going to say who it was, because I don't want to embarrass them. Not that they are, but they fessed up yesterday. Bless them. Again, I am grateful and thankful, and yeah, merci beaucoup and all that malarkey. Really appreciate it. You didn't have to do it, but it did. It meant a lot, and it does mean a lot, and I do appreciate it. Yeah. And to the person that gave me my address, I don't mind that you did it. He's not the first person that you've given my address to, but you're a devious little bugger and all, and I love you to bits. I know it weren't the wife and it weren't the boy either. So yeah, so not much else to tell you, I don't think, today. As I say, I've got Waterworld to watch, and then I've got a documentary thing I'm going to watch. So yeah, I was hoping it was going to be sunny. It's brightening up a bit more now, but with no cushions on garden furniture, so, and I don't want to sit on back steps. If you can imagine, what damn tight comfier than old steps, because they're bigger. But yeah, I was saying, yeah, we were on about, and sidetracked. They're talking about paint, and as much as we like the colour of the fencing and the gate in the back garden, we've got a grey shed, we've got a grey set of furniture, we've got a grey storage box, and I just said to Vic last night, I think we should paint it all grey. And she's like, well, yeah, no, it's dark grey as we paint it, fence and shed, like a kind of light grey, like, I'm like, well, everything else is light grey now because it's 6 years since you did garden fence. It's got to be 6 years plus since you painted shed. So, and this sounds like she does a lot of stuff, and I don't know. She tends to do it when I'm not here. I'll be honest with you. It's like when she did turf it back garden, AstroTurf. I didn't know she was doing it. Her and her mum had gone down to B&M or Home Bargains or one of these places, then come back, and I was laid up settee watching telly. It was Sunday. I was laid up settee watching telly, and she popped her head in when she got back and said, "Hiya, I'm back." All right. And then she disappeared again, and I thought no more on it until she come back an hour or so later. It's like, "You going to come and have a look at what we've done?" No, yeah. So I've gone up and walked into the kitchen, and then her mum have laid fake grass in the back garden. I'm like, all right. Oh. But bear in mind, this is the woman that many years ago, what do you want for your birthday, love? Oh, buy me an hammer, a drill. Buy what? I need a new drill, buy me an hammer drill. So I bought an hammer drill for her birthday. I go to scooter rallies, I'd come back and rooms would be decorated and curtain poles would be open. She's anything if not handy, is Vicky. Which is a good thing because I know it's 20 odd year, but I can't get up, since my scooter accident, I can't really go up and down ladders. I definitely can't now. So yeah, she'll turn around at anything. And she keeps saying she's going to buy me a yellow hat, because I just stand in the corner directing her, supervising. But anyway, that's it. What I'm going to leave you something special. I'm not one of these that watches concerts through my phone. But when Muse did the Knights of Sidonia as their last song 10 years ago, I thought, well, I'm going to have to, if not only for our Finn's sake. So I will leave you with a minute or so of Muse. I'm not going to play it all because it goes on for ages, and I don't want this video getting knackered and taken down and flagged and one thing and another. So I can't cross my fingers. Touch wood, it stays up and don't get taken down. If it does, then I'll just edit it and put an unedited. I'll put a version of this up without it. So enjoy the rest of your Thursday, folks. We were supposed to have mashed potato and fish and sauce last night. We didn't. Vicky couldn't be bothered with it. She fancied something different. So we had kebabs. Oh, she had a kebab. She had a kebab wrap and I had kebab meat with lashings of chilli sauce. So yeah, TTFN. Catch you tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your day. I've just got to try and think of something that I can put on my written blog now. Ta-ra.